today? That's good to hear then. But before we proceed to our discussion, let us all stand and Miss Perez can lead us in prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Amen. Okay, good morning class. Please remain standing for today. We're going to sing and dance. Okay? Okay, so let's start.
Ready for the song, why not to our tree? Dancing properly, science is ready. Lessons are will be all you have to do. Listen to your teacher to learn something new. It's science time, science time, oh it's science time. Be ready, it's for fun, more activities. It's science time, science time, oh it's science time. I like it, I will be there with my teacher too. Ready for the song, with one or two or three. Listen properly, science is ready. Lessons are on me, all you have to do. Listen to your teacher to learn something new. It's science time, science time, oh it's science time. Be ready, it's for fun, more activities. It's science time, science time, oh it's science time. I like it, I love it, I love my teacher too.
Alright, very good. Did you all enjoy? I hope you're all awake now. Now, Mr. Secretary, can you list down the names of your classmates who are present today? You may all be seated. But before that, kindly arrange your chairs properly and pick up the small pieces of papers and cellophanes under your chairs. Okay, are we all set? Okay. Before we proceed to our next discussion, what was our lesson last meeting? Anyone? Okay, Miss Ham. Okay, that's good. It's all about electronic structure of matter, which talks about the state of motion of electrons in an electrostatic field created by stationary nuclei. Okay. But class, do you have any idea what will happen if two elements in a periodic table combine? Yes, Miss Nicor. Stand up. Okay, thank you. Very good. If two elements combine, it can create a chemical compound. Now, I have here a lot of bond paper, and each one of you will take one. Kindly pass the others to your classmates. Okay? Take one and pass, okay, class? Okay. This, everyone has a paper now? Good. This time, I want you to draw the structure of a periodic table and identify which part of it is the metal, non-metal, and metalloids. Draw the structure in the bond paper given to you. If you have any clarifications or questions, just raise your hand and ask, okay? Okay. Good. Now, I want you to do it in 7 minutes. Let me start now. You done, class? 7 minutes has already passed. Can you submit all your works in front and let me see how you've done it? Ooh. Very good. It's good to know about you, class, remember the structure of the periodic table? Okay. So here's a picture of a periodic table of elements. By the way, class, you can also bring out your own periodic table because if I'm not mistaken, I have reminded you last meeting to bring your own periodic table. Okay? Okay. So this part, from carbon to neon, also included the helium down to oganesson, and this hydrogen is the non-metal elements. This green colored elements is the metalloids, and the rest is the metal elements. Now, look at your own periodic table. Can you be able to determine now what kind of elements are written in there? Okay, very good. Now, I have here cards of chemical equations. But before that, I want this group to be the group 1, and the group 2, and group 3. And each group must have a representative to answer. Okay? One card, one representative. You can all use your periodic table. The team who raised first their hand will be the first to answer, or rather the team's representative. In the count of 3, I want all of you to form your group and discuss who will be your first representative. Okay? Okay. In the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. All set? Good. Now, Mr. Dalipe, stand up. Can you read what's in the slide? Okay, thank you. You understood? For example, I have here the element of lithium and chlorine. So lithium is a metal element. Here, lithium. Then, the chlorine is in the non-metal element. Okay? Okay, let's start. First player of each group, kindly stand up. Group 2. Very good. As a team is a metalloid and chlorine is a non-metal. Very good. 1 point. Next. Okay, group 1. Very good. It's a non-metal, so for element, and chlorine is also a non-metal element. Good. Next representative. Here. Yes, group 2 again. Very good. It's metal and non-metal. Again, this is lithium and chlorine. Next representative, stand up. Yes, group 3. Very good. It's sodium and iodine, which is sodium is a metal and iodine is a non-metal. Very good. Next. Okay, group 1. Very good. It's a metal, calcium. Chlorine is a non-metal. Last. Okay, group 3. Very good. It's hydrogen and oxygen, which is both non-metal elements. Very good. You got it all right. Let's give a round of applause for everyone. By this time, I think you class all learned the different types of elements in the periodic table. So let's proceed to our discussion for today, which is all about chemical bonding. So does any one of you here know what is chemical bond or bonding? Yes, Miss Luidino, you just raised your hand. Can you stand up? Very good. That's right. It talks about the sharing and transfer of electron. So, chemical bonding is the process by which elements combine to form a compound. This attraction is created by transferring or sharing of electrons. Best examples for chemical bonding are the water or the H2O or the dihydrogen oxide, then the CO2 or the carbon dioxide. These compounds was the result of chemical bonding in which these compounds are originally hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. And class, take note that this chemical bonding has three types, namely ionic, covalent, and metallic bonding. But what do you think is the difference between the three? Let's find out, okay? Are we good? That's right. Okay, Miss Suryaga, can you read what is ionic bonding? Okay, thank you. Okay, class, again, ionic bonding are created by the transferring of electrons and are between metal and non-metal bonding. By the way, class, what do you mean by transferring of electrons? Yes, Mr. Policarpio. Yes, that's correct. It's moving or passing something. So here in ionic bonding, metals tend to lose electron to transfer to the non-metal ion to attain octet rule or being stable by having 8 electrons. I have an example here, the sodium and chlorine. So, sodium has one valence electron or the outer shell electron. Fluorine has 7 valence electron. By the way, class, valence electron can be determined using your own periodic table. It can be determined using the group number of the element. Okay? Okay. So, again, metal ion tends to lose its electron just to transfer its electron to the non-metal element. So here, now the sodium has no valence electron, but the chlorine reached its stable or the octet rule by having 8 electrons. Now, sodium wants to lose and chlorine wants to gain. So that's ionic bonding, the bonding between the metal and non-metal ion. Understood? Okay. Next. Next is covalent bond. Okay. Miss Peñafiel, can you read what's written in the slide? Okay, thank you. Again, covalent bonds are created by sharing of electrons and between two nonmetals. Just like for example, here at two hydrogen and one oxygen. So hydrogen, as we can see at the periodic table, it has one valence electron. And oxygen has 6 valence electrons. Now, let's divide hydrogen. So again, we have here two hydrogen ion and a single oxygen element. So, each hydrogen ion has one valence electron and the oxygen have 6 valence electrons. So in order for the oxygen to reach its stable or reach its octet, then hydrogen tends to share its own valence electron. So, do you think oxygen has or have 8 valence electron now? Okay, that's right. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's already stable. Now the hydrogen has, or each hydrogen has 2 valence electrons. You understand? Okay. Let's proceed to the next chemical bond, or the next type of chemical bond. So we have here a metallic bonding. Okay, Miss Sugar, can you read what is metallic bonding? Okay, thank you, very good. Metallic bonding means metal atom achieve a stable form by sharing its outer shell electrons with other metal atoms. But the question is, how does metallic bonds form? It forms because of the electrons are attached from the atoms and they localize throughout the metal, moving freely. However, these interactions between the ions and electrons are still prevalent. These interactions give rise to a binding force that holds the metallic crystal together. This force is the basis of metallic bond. Best examples of metallic bond are sodium, magnesium, and aluminum. Are we all good? Okay. Do you understand? Okay, that's good. Now, you have already learned what are the 3 types of chemical bonding. I am very happy to see you all listening during discussion. As of now, I want you to stay in your group, and based on what we discussed, Group 1 will do the ionic bond, providing its definition and 10 examples. Group 2 with covalent, and metallic for Group 3. Write it in a 1 whole sheet of paper. I'll give you 5 minutes to do it. Time starts now. Okay, class, time is up. Are you all done? Okay. Group 1, kindly read your work. Okay, thank you. Excellent. So, ionic bonding again is a transfer of electrons from metal to non-metal element. Best example is the sodium chloride. Next, group 2, kindly read your work. Okay, thank you. Very good. So, covalent bond again is the sharing of electrons between two nonmetals. Example is the iodine and the chloride or the chlorine. Group 3, stand up, read your work. Only group 3, thank you. Very good. So, all your answers are correct. Let's give ourselves a big clap for doing a job well done. Very good. So, based on what we have understood or understand in our topic, what are some examples of chemical compounds that can be used in our daily lives? Okay, Mr. Seryoso, you have something to say? Okay, excellent. Examples are H2O or the water we drink every day, and carbon dioxide or the CO2, then the water is H2O. Very good. Moving on for today's lesson, I want somebody to volunteer to elaborate what is chemical bonding all about. Okay, Miss Hannah, what have you learned for today's discussion? Excellent! You listened well. Let's give Hannah a round of applause. Very good. Again, chemical bonding is the process by which elements combine to form a compound. Chemical bonding has 3 types, namely ionic bonding, which means a transfer of electrons from metal to non-metal. Second type is the covalent bonding. It's a sharing of electrons between two non-metals. Lastly is the metallic bonding, means metal atom achieved a stable form by sharing its outer shell electrons with other metal atoms. Okay, class, I am assuming that all of you are now being wondered in the world of chemical bonding. So kindly get a piece of paper and let's calculate. Can you read the questions before answering? I'll give you 10 minutes to answer the questions. Okay, time is up. 10 minutes is over. Kindly pass your papers, finished or unfinished. Thank you. Okay, class, I'll be the one to check your quiz. So, for your assignment, kindly research about the variety of carbon compounds that will be submitted next meeting. Okay, class, understand? Okay. Goodbye, class. See you next meeting. Thank you.